Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. This one's going to be a little unusual. I'm out in the garden. We're in the summer heat. There's not a lot left in the garden right now, but there are still a few things. And I'm going to kind of start and stop this because I'm going to move around a little bit. You see, I thought this week I'd start with a passage out of Luke chapter 6. And it's one of the many agrarian analogies or pictures or images or teaching points that Jesus used. He lived in an agricultural culture, and it wasn't at all unusual to use analogies of what he would see everywhere to help teach people some important points. I thought maybe you and I could look at them and learn some points as well. So he started out in Luke 6, verse 43, and he gives this analogy. He says, "No good tree bears bad fruit." Now, I've got an apple tree here. This is a great tree, and it's borne some great fruit. Regrettably, right now, it's done. It's spent. But I ate these apples, and they were really good. And this is a good tree, and it didn't bear bad fruit. It bore good fruit. Then it says, "Nor again does a bad tree bear good fruit." And that's a good chance for me to scoot on down the line here and tell you, this tree's so bad, it's bearing no fruit. Yeah. You know, if you've got a bad tree, it's not going to bear good fruit. And then Jesus said, each tree is known by its fruit. Good tree, bad tree. You can tell by the fruit. That's the way it goes. Then he goes further and he says, figs aren't gathered from thorn bushes, and grapes aren't gathered from a bramble bush. Now, I don't have a bramble bush, but what I do have is over here. This is a bush that's got thorns on it. It's a thorny type bush, and while it doesn't give you grapes, it will give you blackberries. So you can see here, got some blackberries still left. I'd love you to take one. They're really good. I won't eat it on camera, but it's really good. But you're not going to get grapes here. You want grapes, you got to go over to the grapevines. Now, if you'll walk with me for a moment, I'm going to show you the difference. This is a blackberry. It comes from a bramble bush. Over here, I've got some grapevines. They've got some grapes in them. Nothing too profound, but you can see down here, these are grapes. Grapes grow on a grapevine. That's just the way of it. Now, Jesus goes further to say that we need to recognize, in the same way that these trees produce the appropriate fruit, so the good person, Jesus says, out of the good treasure of his heart produces good. And the evil person out of the evil treasure produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks. And that's the thrust of what Jesus was trying to say. You can walk through a vineyard, you can walk through a farm, you can walk through a garden. And you're going to be able to tell the difference between one plant and another by its fruit. Even if you don't know that that was a blackberry bush, once you see the blackberry, you would understand. In the same way, you and I will be known by the way we live. And that's not just the way we live when everybody's looking. That's the way we live when there are tough times and pressure times and when things really are hard. And so as I look at this week coming up, I don't know what's set for me this week. Heavens, I don't know what's set for me today. But I know that as I've invested in my heart, that out of that is going to come the way that I live. And so I really want to make sure that I not only make good choices today, but I want to make sure that I invest in my heart to become a better person. And I do that by staying close to God and getting even closer. So your video thought for the day is a video challenge. Don't simply be good today in what you do, but seek to become a better person by drawing nearer to God. That's your video thought for the day. This is my video blackberry for today. More tomorrow. That's good.